In the heart of Mecca, where idols were worshipped and the weak were oppressed, a child was born, Abdullah ibn Abi Quafa, who would later be known as Abu Bakr al-Siddiq. He grew up in a noble Qurayshi household and learned the trade of commerce. Yet he was never like the rest. He never bowed to an idol, never touched alcohol, and was known among his people for his honesty, compassion, and purity of heart. He grew up carrying a different kind of soul, as if God was preparing him for our Azimah mission. Before Islam, he shared a deep friendship with Prophet Muhammad, a friendship built on absolute trust. When the day of revelation came, and the Prophet began calling those he trusted, Abu Bakr was the first whose door was knocked. He did not hesitate. He did not argue. He did not ask for proof. He simply said his immortal words, "You have spoken the truth." And when people denied the event of Al-Isra and Al-Miraj, he stood firm and declared, "If he said it, then it is true." From that moment, he was called Al-Siddiq, the truthful. His faith was not silent. He immediately began calling others to Islam, becoming the reason behind the conversion of great companions such as Uthman ibn Affan, Abdul Rahman ibn Awf, Al-Zubayr ibn al-Awwam. This was the first sign of his leadership. He saw Muslims being tortured in Mecca, and could not stand by idly. He spent his wealth to free them, including Bilal ibn Rabah. He was not seeking fame, but the pleasure of God. When persecution intensified, the Prophet was commanded to migrate to Medina, and he chose Abu Bakr as his companion. They hid in the cave of Thor while Quraysh searched for them. In a moment of tension, Abu Bakr said, "If one of them were to look down at his feet, he would see us." The Prophet replied, "Do not grieve. Indeed, Allah is with us." And here lies a profound lesson. Faith does not mean the absence of fear, but standing firm despite it. In Medina, Abu Bakr remained constantly by the Prophet's side. In Al-Azimah moment, he gave away all his wealth in charity. The Prophet asked, "What have you left for your family?" He replied, "I have left for them Allah and His Messenger." This was not just words. It was the highest form of trust in God. When the Prophet passed away, people were shattered. Even Umar ibn al-Khattab could not believe it. But Abu Bakr stood firm and said, "Whoever used to worship Muhammad, then Muhammad has died. But whoever worships Allah, then Allah is ever living and never dies." With these words, he restored clarity to the Ummah. He assumed leadership during one of the most difficult times. In his first speech, he said, "Obey me as long as I obey Allah among you. If I disobey Him, then you owe me no obedience." This is true justice. When some tribes apostatized, many hesitated to fight them. But Abu Bakr declared, "By Allah, if they withhold even a rope they used to give to the Messenger of Allah, I will fight them for it." That decision saved the Islamic State from collapse. After many memorizers of the Quran were martyred, the companions feared it might be lost. At first, he hesitated and said, "How can I do something the Messenger of Allah did not do?" But he became convinced and ordered the compilation of the Quran, which became one of the greatest achievements in Islamic history. Despite being a leader, he lived a life of simplicity. Among his remarkable acts, he would secretly serve widows and the poor, without anyone knowing. When his illness worsened in Medina, he realized his end was near. He appointed Umar ibn al-Khattab as his successor. In humility, he said, "Look at this garment of mine, wash it and shroud me in it." Then he passed away, peacefully, just as he had lived. He was buried beside Prophet Muhammad, his companion in life, and in the hereafter. Why is Abu Bakr never forgotten? Because he was not just a great man. He was the first to believe, the most loyal friend, the greatest in sacrifice, a just leader, and a compassionate heart that will never be repeated.